How to lay wall tiles. Difficulty level 1 hammer. If you are careful in how you start the first row, laying wall tiles is child's play. Let's get started. You will need the tiles of your choice: battens, nails for concrete, tile adhesive, grout, and spacers. Make sure you have a trowel, a trough, a notched spatula, a rubber mallet, a tiler's float, a tile cutter or an electric tile cutter, a tape measure, a soft pencil, tile nibblers, a rubber squeegee, a spirit level, a sponge, and some cloths. Use knee pads and household gloves. Good advice. To promote good adherence, you need a surface that is level, stable, and clean. Scrape off any lumps. Then wipe the area or vacuum well. On a previously shiny painted surface, it is best to roughen it by sanding and then rub over with a sponge. A word of guidance: the verticality of the walls and the horizontality of the floor are not always precise. It is therefore a good idea to use a horizontal and vertical batten to set your starting point. On a masonry surface, use nails for concrete to fix the vertical batten at the height of a tile, adding the thickness of the joins. Then, the vertical batten set away from the wall by the width of a tile plus the joins. On a partition wall, long screws for plasterboard will suffice. When buying tiles, allow an additional 5% to accommodate possible losses when cutting. Before fixing, open the packets and mix the tiles in order to blend any differences in shades. Adhesive. Ready mixed glue can be applied using a notched spatula with 6 mm teeth. Cover an area equivalent to 2 or 3 tiles to start with. Then, striate the layer of adhesive to give it its final thickness. Good to know. If your tiles are more than 30 cm long, use a spreader with larger teeth and spread some adhesive on the tiles too. The first tile. Place it at the intersection of the wooden bracket and align it carefully against the edges of the battens. Set the tile into the glue with small taps of the mallet. The first row. Continue to place the next tiles, putting a spacer in between each one. From the second tile onwards, give a few taps onto the wooden float to keep the surface level overall. Keep going until you have covered the whole row with complete tiles. Subsequent rows. Tackle the following rows, starting again from the vertical batten. Take particular care over the regularity of the joins. Once the wall is covered, remove the batten to lay the peripheral tiles. Straight cuts. Place your tile on the cutter so that your line falls just at the axis of the cutting line. Put the lever on the upper side of the tile and push, holding it down evenly until you reach the end of the tile. The electric tile cutter makes straight cuts, but can also make angled cuts in the middle of the tile. Curved cuts. Mark the cut with a soft pencil and divide the area to be removed using the marker cutter. If the area to be removed is large, start by cutting what you can with the tile cutter and finish off using the nibblers. Leave to dry for 24 hours and then prepare your grout. Spread the grout quickly over the joins of 2 to 3 square meters of tiling. Smooth over with the rubber squeegee, making sure you work across the diagonal to force the grout in without creating holes in the joins. Then scrape off and remove the surplus. When the product starts to harden, clean the surface with a dry cloth. Then continue with a damp sponge, rinsed frequently in clean water. Wait a few more minutes before rubbing in a circular motion with a dry cloth. Leave to harden for 48 hours. Then, after a good rub with a damp sponge and a cloth to remove any marks, the room is ready. Need more info? Call 010 493 5170.